I lost 23.5 pounds of fat tissue.
And so he claims to have lost 23.5 pounds of fat in 13 weeks. And so Mike was losing 1.8 pounds of fat per week. It roughly translates into a daily deficit of 900 calories, and all the while gaining 9.7 pounds of muscle. And so if that doesn't scream steroids, then I don't know what does.
This is a brain rot special.
TMI cooking in the basement.
All right, we're back. We are so back. Hey, folks, it's Enrique. And so in today's video, Enrique is going to explain to us how he lost half of his fat after having surgery where they sucked out half of his fat. I mean, how ridiculous is this? You suck out half of his fat, he then eats in the surplus, gains that fat back, and then diets it off yet again with the aid of course, pharmacology. Steroids, SARMs, peptides, growth hormone, terzipatide, retatrutide, you name it. And so, does anyone think it's because of his app? You know, the Renaissance Periodation. Does anyone think that that's the reason he lost his weight and that you're going to learn anything from doing this video?
Do you think that eating is okay?
As a variant, is totally cool, unless Greg Doucette.
And so rather than that, we're going to watch my video talking about Enrique to see how exactly did Mr. Mike lose all this weight while having a load of fun.
This is a brain rot special.
Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. Here's my DEXA scan. I lost over half of my body fat in under half a year.
And so the first thing we need to know is this. A famous man he once said is something like this. A bag of shit that gets leaner is still a bag of shit. I think Dorian Yates said that. Something like.
Do you think that eating is okay?
As a variant, is totally cool, unless Greg Doucette is doing it.
And so on the left, we see 15.6% body fat according to a DEXA scan, and 6% body fat on the right, again, according to a DEXA scan. How many people think that he's actually 15% on the left and that he's actually 6% body fat on the right? Not very many. And so the first problem lies in the fact that the DEXA scan is not accurate. And when myself and Mr. Mike, we talked about this in person, you know, when he approached me at that Gymshark event, I do believe, he said, DEXA scan, it's the most accurate, it's the golden standard. I said, no, it's the MRI. Second to that, it's my laser eyes. And so I can tell you that Mr. Mike does not appear to be at 15% body fat on the left, nor 6% body fat on the right. I mean, the DEXA scan, it's a guess, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's correct.
In the Detroit metropolitan area, because your boy needs a DEXA to see how ridiculous.
I mean, just look at the silhouette. That red creature on the left, like, what exactly am I seeing? You would think that this man is auditioning for the role as Vecna on the next season of Stranger Things.
I think I'm gonna be somewhere around 15% fat, but
How does Mike have more hair on one of his shoulders than he does on his head? I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, rather than GLP-1s being the breakthrough cutting-edge research to change the world, imagine if they could invent a surgery where they could pull out the shoulder and back hairs off their Dr. Mike and implant it on his head. It would change the hair transplant industry for life.
the most important thing about your DEXA is to make sure that the penis outline gets seen.
No one wanted to hear that joke, and no one wants to hear Mike Israetel's shoulder hair. I mean, imagine having to put up with this. This is your man. This is what you come home to. And so, bro laying on the DEXA scan with his hands inside of his pockets doing God knows what, I don't want to know. Does that look like the silhouette of a man with 15% body fat to you? I mean, if that's 15%, am I in the negative numbers? Like, 15% is what I've been saying for years is your ideal body fat percentage. This is what you should aspire to. And so this is the epitome of health, the golden standard of what you should set out to do. Mike is obese.
This is a brain rot special.
He's 200 and I believe 28 pounds. and a 5'5.5" manlet. This puts him in a BMI well over 30. He's obese. It's not healthy. Now, he may not be obese in his body fat percentage, but he weighs too much for his height. It's not healthy. And remember, whether it's fat or muscle, the heart, it still has to beat stronger to supply energy, blood to those tissues. And so it's putting an undue strain on his heart, and it's going to, mark my words, take years off of his life.
I have 15.6% body fat, and I am in officially class 2 obesity.
Yeah, class 2 obesity. He's joking, thinking, imagine thinking I have class 2 obesity. I'm a stud, 15.6% body fat. The DEXA scam guessed his percent body fat. Alex Eubank, let's show his 15% body fat. Which 15% would you prefer to be? I'm almost certain that everyone would rather be Alex's 15% than Mr. Mike's 15%. And why does it say that Mr. Mike has 22.5% body fat in his head? Does that not seem like a lot? I'm looking at all the different numbers, and the most amount of fat is in Mr. Mike's swollen head. Well, it does kind of make a lot of sense. Remember, he's bigger and stronger than
Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I'm going to come back here in about 4 months or so, and I'm going to see if I can get close to or below 10% fat.
And so the first thing you need to hear is this. Mike's goal was to get to below 10% fat, and it came back as 6. How many of you are suspicious as to whether or not that's actually 6%? And even if it was 6%, his goal is to get down to 10. And so Charlie Kirk, but he ends up as 6. Mike's goal was to get to below 10% fat, and it came back as 6, but he ends up as 6. 6. That isn't necessarily a good thing. If you diet down to 6% body fat, but he ends up as 6 for no reason, I mean, Mike's goal was to get to below 10% fat, and it came back as 6. It's 6. Is he competing? Like, what is the purpose of this? Bulk and cut? You have to bulk and cut in order to put on more size? Mike's goal was to get to below 10% fat, and it came back as
Do you think that eating is okay?
As a variant, is totally cool, unless Greg Doucette.
Why would he diet down to 6% body fat and perhaps look better in his off season than he did when he was setting foot on stage? I mean, had he have had a proper
Let me tell you what I did to put on a ton of muscle and burn off a crap load of fat over the next several months.
And so what did he do? Well, let's break it down. He took steroids. I mean, that's how he put on a ton of muscle. Of course, he combined that with lifting weights. And how did he lose all that body fat? Well, he was in a calorie deficit. And how was he able to get in a calorie deficit? From taking GLP-1s. Probably terzepatide combined with retatrutide. Perhaps both, one or the other. I don't know. But I know for a fact that Mike has gone on record stating that he takes GLP-1s year-round. Retatrutide or terzepatide. I remember he was taking 5 milligrams a day of Terz. And I don't know how much of retatrutide. And so Mike's secret is taking drugs that make him less hungry. Is it really that hard to lose weight when you're not hungry from taking these said peptides? And so it's not because of a Renaissance Periodation app. It's not because he purchased my cookbook. Could have given it to his chefs, butlers, said, cook me up a storm, low-calorie, delicious recipes for the big eater. No, I'm going to take drugs. That way, I won't be as hungry. And that is my secret. Oh, and on top of that, I did a surgery where I sucked out the fat cells. And so, does Mike actually know how to train, how to diet, or does he know how to take drugs? I'm asking you. And so, when he says that Coach Greg is a scammer, selling snake oil, who's the scammer? The guy who relies on drugs and pharmacology to put on muscle and to lose body fat, or the guy who sells a friggin' cookbook and offers the only Uzbekistanian Ajuga Turkistaniki on the market? The other competitors, I've tested their products, chain of custody, and they don't have it. They lied. And so my company's been vindicated. If you want to purchase Turkesterone Ajuga Turkistanica, code Greg, 15% off, unless you want to get scammed by other companies. but we offer the money back guarantee and the $50 gift card, and it is without question exactly what we stated to be.